Now that we have the wings set and everything taped down on the wings, we want to start grooming on the rest of the bird. We'll start on the back saddle feathers. You want to look for any areas where you see this under feather fuzz sticking out and start pulling the feathers over the top of that. You want to notice feather patterns. You want to kind of line up to make sure both sides where you can see this orange are lined up evenly, the back's lined up evenly. Sometimes these can have a kind of a mixed match look, but this one has kind of a definite stripe going down the back. So we want to line that up as well. A lot of times these feathers, back feathers, will be pulled down underneath the wing. You want to pull them back up and align them correctly. Again, I'm looking for any fuzz or anything that looks out of line. Sometimes there'll be shot damage that you have to hide as well by taxing the skin around and moving these different feather groups around to hide it. We'll come up and check out the scapular groups, which are these two kind of reddish brown bands that are running here. Make sure they're all lined up nicely. As you can see, we kind of have a definite overlap where this feather track overlaps the scapulars. You want to make sure that's even on both sides. Symmetry is important, kind of alignment. Makes for a nicer mount at the end. If you need to, too, you can tape these scapular groups down. Sometimes they want to be unruly and keep pulling forward, so you can actually tape these down. I'll actually do that just to show you on this one. Take a piece of tape, come right where the scapular groups start, and just pull it back gently. Not a lot of force on them, just a nice gentle pull back. And that'll kind of lock those and hold those in place. The top looks pretty good. I do want to step in front here slightly and take a look. You want to make sure that they're lined up correctly, everything evenly spaced out. It looks like it is. We'll continue grooming up the neck. As you can see here, some of these feathers are out of alignment. You can see a lot of this darker under feathering. Just pull these up. A lot of times when you pull one group up, you have to keep working down to kind of realign everything as you go. Start working on the upper part of the breast. I'm going to kind of push this whole group of feathers underneath this top neck group of feathers. You want to look for bulges in your neck. Sometimes when you put a lot of caulking in your neck, an area might start to bulge down. You just run your finger, make sure everything's nice and smooth. If you do feel that oppression, that's when the spur's drying, that skin's going to suck up into that, and you might get a slightly lumpy looking neck. So just smooth any caulking around so you have a nice smooth transition on the neck. We're going to turn the bird. We want to start working on these breast feathers, which are running right in here. Angle this up a little bit. And you can actually start to sort out these feather tracks by pulling them up, kind of realigning. I'm just going to start kind of picking and pecking away here, lining everything up. You can actually spend hours and hours grooming these birds, and sometimes I actually highly recommend that. It may not hurt either. Once you kind of get everything set in place, take a break, come back in an hour and check everything again with a fresh set of eyes. Sometimes that can be of assistance as well. Also, second day grooming is also important after it sets up for about 24 hours to come back and just check everything. That's always a good idea to do as well. This is one of the key areas why you want to make sure your bird feathers are very dry when you're doing this, because if they're not, you're not going to get a nice full fluffy look to the bird. You're going to have a lot of this under feathering sticking out, and it's going to have a matted look. So a very dry feathered bird is very important. And if the feathers are still slightly damp or moistened, you can come in right now with your blow dryer and kind of dry these feathers again, make sure everything's nice and fluffy. Just going to keep grooming here. We want to run along the sides as well. Kind of align everything up.